Welcome back, everybody. I wanted to show you off the map just a little bit that I've been working on. As you can see, not all the field definitions are done. It takes forever on a 4X map. Anyway, so this is a work in progress, but really the field definitions are the main thing that I have left to do. And let's pull into the farm here. I did have to change a lot of the home farm. I kept as much of it the same that I could, but because I wanted to be able to store more grain, I added a pit and some dryers. I added cows and pigs here at the home farm. There are no sheep, there's no chickens on this map because I don't believe there's any in this area. Speaking of which, the area is a 6 kilometer by 6 kilometer true life area, and it's realistic terrain height data taken from a DEM. Actually, I didn't use a DEM. I used a different method that I'll explain later. Anyway, the point is, it's a 6 by 6 kilometer square, but I fit that all on a 4X map, which means in game, it's a 4 kilometer by 4 kilometer square, so it's scaled down a little bit. So some things like the power lines, they look a little bit closer than they do in real life, but that's just because of the scale. There's the home farm here from the corner in the lane. Let's take this turn here. And we'll go over here to the other crops. As you can see, one of the things that I am trying to do is I'm trying to make it realistic. I'm gonna have to change that a little bit. But I am trying to make it realistic for the area, which means it grows only corn and soybeans and the occasional crop of wheat. However, it's not quite working out as planned. The script I'm using, I still have to figure it out. Right now, even though I have all of those disabled for NPC jobs, it seems to only want to grow barley and wheat, even though I'm telling it to grow everything but soybeans and corn. So that's a little bit confusing. Anyway, we'll come around here and stop. So we were picking over here on the west 40 acres. This is called Grandpa's 80. We're picking on the west 40, but looks like Derek just finished that. Derek's my brother, he's the combine operator. It normally works, he doesn't drive the truck, so I normally drive the trucks when we do corn, and then I normally drive the combine when we do soybeans, just because really only it's Dad driving. No, let me zoom in there. Let's try to get that. Mom's actually driving the auger wagon there. We started over here on the west side because that was what we planted first. It's actually a different hybrid than what's over here on the east side of the 40. This is actually later corn. I think this is around 19% moisture. What we just finished was closer to 16 to 17, and we had a huge gust of one of these days. It was like a gust of wind. The wind was gusting like 60 miles an hour. And basically it knocked over a bunch of that early corn. It just didn't have the stock strength to stay in it, to stand up. So we were working real hard to try to get that out first. It looks like we got it. We get so much more accomplished when we have 2 trucks. Let's see, I'll get centered here so my mom can unload on either side. Alright. And that is the farm. That is the drive. Those are the radio towers. I think, nope, can't quite see the elevator from here. It's just over that hill in that other field. Can't quite see it. You can if you're further back there, up higher on a hill. And anyway, that's, yeah. The the grain elevator is in the southeast corner of the map, which is actually called Tremont Co-op. It's right there. It's just a little bit outside of Tremont, hence the name. If you're from the area, up that way is Morton, and this is the town of Groveland, and this is the farm. That is, yeah, that's south. That is north. No, I'm sorry. That's east. That is south. That's obviously not north if that's south. Anyway, yeah, so back to the map. As you can see, it's got a nice little, well, it's kind of like a creek thing running through the middle. That's what causes a lot of the curves there. You can kind of see the spider web form, and then kind of between fields 14s and 14s, the 14s and 15 and 19, you can kind of see it heading to the south. It flows that way. The highest elevation of the map is kind of in the on the west to the north, the northwest really, and it goes downhill slightly to the east and southeast. And overall, I think the elevation is around 120 feet, different change. So it's got a little bit of elevation change, but not a ton across the map. Anyway, that about does it for this map. I do have a few things to work out. Most of them are field definitions and then some optimization. But overall, this map is pretty close to complete. We will start a Let's Play series on it once I am to the point where I'm happy overall, and I'll be testing the map by playing it on video. So I think that's a great way to test, you know, combine a Let's Play series with some testing, and as long as you guys don't mind seeing a few errors here and there, I think that'll be a great plan. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.